Connoisseurs, it's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community and the channel that was created by a retail investor for retail investors. Today is Thursday, November 14th. Hope you're well. Another exciting video today. We just had some breaking news. Trump has selected RFK Jr. to lead HHS, so Health and Human Services, and we know that the FDA is an agency within that department. So the good news just keeps on rolling. I think we can kind of see where we're heading over the next couple of years. We got major change that is coming. We're going to discuss all of this and more, and I'll give my thoughts and opinions. Before we do, make sure to smash the like. If you're new, you can subscribe. Tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You should never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. I also posted earlier today, it is time to open the floodgates. And that came after we had news that Matt Gaetz was selected as the Attorney General by Trump as well. So again, you can kind of see the writing that's on the wall. And this was the news that broke from NBC and MSN. Trump picks RFK Jr., anti-vaccine activist for Health and Human Services Secretary. So I don't think this surprised anybody. This is pretty much a done deal, in my opinion. It's just confirming what we already knew to likely be the case. As you can see, President-elect Donald Trump on Thursday has nominated Robert F. Kennedy Jr., an anti-vaccine activist who dropped out of the 2024 presidential race and endorsed Trump to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. Donald Trump Jr. shared the news on X, and a source familiar confirmed with NBC News. So this is great to see. We know that he had multiple videos, and he talked about, legalizing MJ and creating these health centers and, kind of decriminalizing it, legalizing it. There was a post here from Todd Harrison. Shout out to Todd. What I've advocated for is that we should legalize MJ. We should have federal tax on the MJ that is designated specifically for drug treatment and rehabilitation, he said, adding that renewal centers should focus on treating the rise in mental illness and PTSD and drug addiction that is debilitating our children. And we know that AG pick Matt Gaetz is very pro MJ. He wants to deschedule it. So he wants it legalized and he wants it removed from the controlled substances list. But there's been a little bit of confusion and pushback. Like, a lot of people are confused. They don't know if this is going to go through or not. There's some concern. There was an article here from Market Watch. Trump AG pick Gaetz could be great for MJ, but stock moves suggest confirmation is unlikely. So as the Senate isn't expected to confirm Matt Gaetz, there's also the recess. So we'll see what happens. I'm not a political expert. We can't predict the future. I don't have a crystal ball. So your guess is just as good as mine. We don't know for sure. We just have to wait and see. But this is everything going in the direction that we would hope for, right? We've got RFK Jr., very pro MJ. You got Elon Musk. He's always tweeting out, 69, 420. The prophecy has been fulfilled. He's very pro. He was on Joe Rogan, smoked a joint with Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's very pro MJ as well. And we know that Elon and Rogan have been working closely with Trump and communicating closely with Trump. So I think this is all but guaranteed at this point. I think we're on the right trajectory. I think we're going to potentially see, full-blown legalization at some point over the next year or two. I think that's best case scenario. It might be longer than that. But I think, by the time we have the next election in 4 years, I think it's going to be almost a done deal by then. I've been on record multiple times saying they're going to probably pass crypto legislation first. It's looking like that could happen between now and the end of the year. We'll get clear rules of the road for crypto, and then I think it's going to be all about passing MJ laws. We could even see safe banking in a lame duck session here. We could see it as part of the new administration as well. So I think, all of these, all of the puzzle is coming together essentially, right? And the writing on the wall is saying that we're heading towards major momentum and reform in the US. And similar to what happened in 2017, 2018, when crypto topped out, MJ went on its biggest bull run in history. And why was that? It was because of major reform and federal legalization at the Canadian government level, right? So something similar, I think, is going to happen here with MJ as we head into the new year and the new administration. If we take a look at MSOS, it was a daily inside bar today, and a lot of people were confused. They're like, why are we not going up after this, right? Just didn't understand. But, we just because we have news doesn't mean, we have to go up 10, 20% the day after the news comes out. I mean, if you look at MSOS off of the low to the high of the day yesterday, we were up 32%. So a lot of people probably got in advance of that. We know that, there's lots of people that find out the information get the news before us peasants, us retail investors. They call us the dumb money crowd. And that's just because we don't do insider trading like some of these crooks here on Wall Street, right? If we did what they did, we'd be in jail for the rest of our lives, or a good part of it anyway. But yet for them, it's just status quo and pure manipulation. The game is rigged. I think we all know that. But yeah, a lot of people were surprised that we didn't see more upside today. But again, that was because there was so much confusion and uncertainty with regards to whether or not Gaetz is actually going to be picked. And we were talking about this in the Pow Group private community today that, there's probably a 90% chance he's going to be put in. And I would say like a 10% chance that he's not. Anytime, somebody like a president-elect nominates somebody, they usually get put in. We are up a little bit after hours here at 1.5%, almost 1.25% here. And this news did come late. If I just take a look, this says 22 minutes ago. If I refresh, looks like it doesn't really have the exact timestamp, but I brought it up probably 10 minutes ago. So I'd say that probably came out just as the market ended, but we're not seeing much movement here after hours. MSOX is up about the similar amount. We'll take a look at some of the Canadian operators, a little bit up nominally here after hours on some of the Canadian LPs. So no major movement. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that the market probably already saw this coming, right? This is great though. RFK Jr. is very pro crypto as well. So is Gaetz. So you can kind of see the trend here, right? It's pro MJ, pro crypto seems to be the major moves and picks that we're seeing. And then also just, the amount of newly elected people into Congress, the demographic is getting younger and younger and younger. It's just a matter of when, not if, folks, and we just have to be patient. But MSOS, I question, how much more downside we're really going to see from here. We're probably going to see big tech and a lot of the large cap start to top out, and then we'll probably see money rotate out of tech and then into smaller cap stocks. And similar to Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin's going to top, 120, 140K. Then we're going to see alt season. Around the same time Bitcoin tops, we'll see big tech and AI top out as well. And then when Bitcoin tops out, big tech tops out, then we'll see money go into the altcoins. And while we're seeing money rotate out of Bitcoin into alts, I think we'll see money rotate out of big tech into the smaller cap stocks. So we'll see alt season and small cap stock season. And during that small cap stock season, I think we could see MJ really start to gain some bid there and some momentum. One thing I wanted to mention as well is XBI, the biotech sector. I've been mentioning this for a while. We had a pretty big bleed there over the last few days. But if you take a look at the monthly time frame, we're breaking to a monthly higher high. And the last time we've been at this level was back in January of 2022. So I've been saying for a while now that that XBI, IWM was another one that was breaking out. Shows that risk on in the market is returning. But XBI has been the only sector, the biotech sector, right? And MJ, while everything else has been, blue sky breakout, all-time highs, biotech and MJ and psychedelics has been lagging. So I think this is a good clue as well that we're going to start to see some major momentum and price appreciation back into the biotech. And you could say that psychedelics and MJ should benefit from that as well. And we are gearing up for a golden cross here on MSOS over the next couple of weeks. I'd say 2 to 3 weeks, we could potentially see that happen. And again, that's kind of aligning with my thinking where we could see Bitcoin, big tech top out over the next month or so. And then we'll see alt season and small cap stock season. And like I said, I think MJ will benefit greatly. We know that we have December 2nd, the initial hearing on rescheduling. It was delayed though for the testimonies, probably the end of January, early February. And by then we'll have the new administration inaugurated on January 20th. And then we should figure out, shortly around the same time as the hearing that will be the rescheduling testimonies and everything that'll be rescheduled toward the end of January, February. We should figure out, who's going to be, leading the DOJ. But my money's on Gaetz. Let's open the floodgates. All right, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comments section below. We'll continue the conversation there. It's Rod with the Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll see you again on the next video.